I've built an AI agent that will help you grow in YouTube while saving you hundreds of dollars in tools that promise you to do that, and even replacing some average YouTube consultant that you may find in the internet. This AI agent is completely self-hostable, so the only thing that you're going to have to pay is the host, and not even that if you're hosting the agent in your PC. So let's start with the demo and then the whole building process. Here we have the agent. We can also connect all these tools to an MCP server to use these tools with Claude or even with Cursor. But in this video, we're going to be using the agent. So I'm just going to ask it to please scrape the YouTube search results for n8n automation and see what they're doing best. Analyze the different thumbnails and compare them to mine. So it's starting to working on it. And first it's going to scrape YouTube to scrape all the results, get the thumbnails, get the transcription, the comments, and so on. It's going to take a while as this YouTube scrapping is not using Apify, it's completely self-hosted. So it's going to take some time. That's the only downside of self-hosting your own YouTube scraping. So it has scraped the search results that I asked him to do. And now it is asking me to provide my YouTube channel and then the specific thumbnails that I wanted to review. So I'm just going to copy my YouTube channel link, paste it in here and say, please gather the thumbnails from the 3 videos that I have uploaded. It is going to start scraping my YouTube channel page. The scraper not only scrapes YouTube search results pages, but also scrapes channel pages and can scrape also a specific video. With channel pages, I don't mean that it's only taking the subscribers. I actually mean that it's going to start visiting all the videos and getting all the information from said videos. I have a complete review of this scraper that we built in the YouTube channel if you want to deep dive into it. So as you can see, it managed to scrape my YouTube channel. This is my latest video currently, and it failed first at analyzing the image since it passed the wrong link, and then it managed to share the correct link, received the description of the image that was basically a thumbnail, and I don't know why GPT OSS 20 billion parameter, sometimes it just gives this output. I don't really know why, but that's something that it's specific to this model. Also, this agent has access to the YouTube analytics of your YouTube channel so that it can gather public information in YouTube channels or YouTube search pages through the scraper, and then can gather the analytics to give you better advice on how to improve your videos and continue growing YouTube. Great, so now that I've shown you the capabilities of this agent, we're going to hop onto the explanation part of how it all works. So first of all, just go to the school community that it's linked down below at the description and download these 3 templates. This is basically the orchestrator, or well, the template where the agent lives. And then this is the YouTube scraping tool and the image analysis tool. I would recommend you to import everything into a folder so that you can have everything much more organized. And as you can see, I have another tool here, but I didn't manage to get it working. It would have been really useful just to replace the Gemini video analysis node, but I actually got banned from YouTube. So I didn't want to share this tool just to make sure that you don't get banned from YouTube either. Import all of this, and then we're going to start reviewing the image analysis tool. And here you're going to have to install 2 things. So first of all, this image converter API. I know that there are other options that you can use. I found this community node that is called image format converter. The only thing is that it was really limited and it didn't work as I wanted it to work. So I had to bytecode my own image converter API, and it is completely self-hosted. So actually, you'll find this image converter here in the school community. Just download these 2 files. This is the installation guide that I'm going to follow right now, and I'm going to show you in the screen. So you don't really necessarily have to download this file if you really don't want. Just copy the commands that we're going to see in the screen right now, and then download the .zip file. That's the converter API itself, so you have to download this file. Okay, great. So I'm assuming that you are into an Ubuntu/Debian server. You can also use other distribution of Linux server. You could technically also install this to a Windows server, but I have not made any guide. You could really download this guide, share it to an LLM, such as Claude or something like that, and just have it guide you through the installation process for Windows or Mac OS. Mac OS, it is probably going to be much more similar to this, but yeah. First of all, we're going to have to install Node.js if it is not already installed. Just copy this command and paste it. Then install PM2. PM2 is basically to be able to have the API working. It's basically to create web servers. But yeah, if you don't get that, don't worry. It is not necessary to understand the concept. Just follow the instructions. So just install PM2. Then you'll have to upload the API folder, the .zip. Just unzip the file into a folder and then upload the API wherever you want. I have uploaded it into OPT scripts, and then this image converter API is the folder itself where the files are stored. You're not going to see these node modules, don't worry, because we're going to generate this folder now. Yeah, actually it's going to be right now. Just copy this npm install. You don't have to copy bash if you are inside the SSH of the server. And this is going to install all the dependencies. You're going to have to cd into the folder, just like this, just into scripts, image converter, or the path that where you've uploaded the API. And now here, just run npm install. It's important to do that because if not, it's not going to install the dependencies correctly. And well, it's not going to install the dependencies at all, actually. So yeah, just be sure to do that. If you have a firewall configured, just allow this port to be accessible. The port 3001, it's the port that the API is going to be listening at. And then we're going to have to start the service with PM2. Inside your API folder, just run this, and it is going to start the server. Then just save the configuration of PM2 and enable PM2 to start when the server gets restarted. Just copy this command and paste it into your SSH. Great, so now you just have to copy this command to convert image to JPEG, import curl here, and you'll need to paste your server IP address here. In case you have n8n installed with npm and you haven't used Docker, you could just leave it as localhost. Also, if you have installed this script into your MacBook or Windows, you could also leave it as localhost. In my case, since I have installed n8n into a Docker container, but the API not inside the Docker container, I'm just going to add the IP address of my server. Then once you have imported the curl, in this parameter here, the value should be the base 64 that's coming from here, but it's going to be set by default, or if not, just write this exactly. Because basically this automation is going to take the image link and also the vision model. That's another thing that we're going to look at right now. It's going to, first of all, get the image binary, get the file itself of the image through the image link, read it to base 64. Then it's going to convert the base 64 that it's, first of all, an AVIF format. So AVIF has been converted to base 64. And then it's going to convert the base 64 of an AVIF to a base 64 of a JPEG. Then it's going to create this expression here that it's going to send to the model. That model is hard-coded into Moondream latest. But as you have seen here, you actually can set the vision from the AI agent itself, can set the vision model. But since I could only run Moondream in my server because I do not have a very powerful server running the n8n and Olama and all this stuff. I just set it to Moondream because it's the one that I could run. And then the images are just shared as base64 so that the model can process the image. If you don't have Olama installed, I may have already uploaded a video on how to install Olama, so go watch that video, pause this one, go watch that one, and then return here. And yeah, you don't really have to modify anything. If you have followed the video exactly, it's going to be the same API endpoint, but maybe you have to modify the URL to localhost or 127.0.0.1 or something like that. But in my case, it's just Olama. Okay, so just be sure about that. And then JSON, it should be as it is if you have downloaded this exact template. You can also increase the quality of the JPEG generated, but it is not really necessary to increase it even more because it is already doing a pretty good job at analyzing. And of course, if you use much more powerful vision models, it's going to be much better at describing your thumbnails or the thumbnails that the YouTube scraper is getting. But yeah, I think I have explained everything. It's quite complicated. Sorry if I had to go back and forth on different notes, but I hope that it has been clear. We're going to hop onto the YouTube scraping tool. And it is really simple because all the work is being done here. So basically the parameters are going to be these. There are 3 scraper types: the search, channel, and also videos. Search pages not only means that it's going to take the titles and thumbnails of the page results, but also get into each of the videos and can extract the description, the comments, also can get the transcription of the videos. You can limit actually the words of the transcription that you want to take, because of course, if you want 1,000 words of the transcription of the video, it's going to take much longer than if you just get 50 words of each video. But yeah, you don't really have to understand this because these parameters are going to be set by the AI agent. Then this query builder, it's basically code to transform these parameters into a query that it's going to call the scraper. And the scraper can be found in my school community. Basically, you have to scroll down a bit. And as you see here, I already did a video where I showcased the scraping tool, and you can download the latest updated YouTube scraper here. Because since I also use the scraping tool, I may notice some bugs or something like that. So I just go there and fix the bugs and then upload the updated version here. So if you haven't already installed YouTube Scraper, you should also go watch this video because it's a quite complex process. So just go there and return again. Just be sure to set your working directory correctly and then also add the credentials to the server where the scraper is hosted, because this server is another server from the one that I'm hosting n8n. Because I've already said that YouTube blocked the IP of the server where I'm running n8n right now, so I'm just using another server to run the scraper. And then the auto parser to convert all the output of the scraper into much more readable and much more structured thing. And then it's going to split all the videos so that we have one item per video. That's pretty much it. Great, so now we have reviewed how the image analysis tool and the YouTube scraping tool are built, and we're going to see now the system prompt of the AI agent and all this stuff, and also how to add the YouTube Analytics API tool so that the AI agent can get the analytics of our YouTube channel. So basically, you can remove this if you're not going to use these tools from Claude or from Cursor or any other editor or AI agent that it's not an AI agent from n8n. But yeah, and of course, it's going to like the system prompt that I added into the AI agent. I'm just going to show you the prompt. You could try to improve the prompt because this prompt has been written by GPT-5, but I tested it and it works. So you really don't have to touch it. It's basically basically to say what language it has to talk, match the user's language, default to English. It describes the job of the agent. Some require inputs that the user will have to enter. Then the tools, it basically describes every tool and how it works, that it has connected and when to use it and all this stuff. Actually, the decision strategy is laid out here. Also workflow examples, the output format, and some more examples of the analytics queries so that it knows how to query the YouTube API analytics that we're going to see how to add here. And yeah, other best practices, error handling, privacy and security, and the quality bar. I have not modified anything else, so that's the only thing that we have to take a look at. And I'm using right now an open router model here. It is open source. It is the focus of this channel. I'm using GPT OSS 20B and it's pretty fast. I set it to max retries 3 because, as I've shown you in the demo, sometimes the agent is not capable of executing the tools correctly and it has to retry, and possibly it's going to get it right in the second or third try. But if you're hosting n8n into a Windows PC, a gaming Windows PC with a GPU and something like that, you could very well replace this to an Llama model. For example, Gemma 3 or Llama or any other model that can use tools. And it's probably going to be pretty fast. So let's see how to set up the YouTube Analytics API tool. First of all, we're going to have to add an HTTP tool. And I'm going to set up this tool for my YouTube channel because I have another YouTube channel for my other business that it's currently set up here. So I'm just going to add my personal YouTube channel where you're seeing this video at. I'm just going to set it to YouTube API Analytics API personal channel. The description of the tool, it's going to be this one. Probably you have already, well, you can go here and copy the description of the tool. And we're just going to leave the URL to the AI model to define the URL, the endpoint where it should be querying at. And we're going to set the authentication. So we're going to select generic credential type, auth to API, add a new credential, and we're going to head to Google Cloud Console. We're going to have to select a project or create a new project. In this case, I'm just going to create a new project so that people that haven't created any project knows how to do it. So just create a new project, set a project name. I'm just going to set it to tutorial. You can leave it as no organization, create, and it's going to start creating the project. Please select the project here, then click Add Marketplace and look for YouTube Analytics API. Click on this one and enable it. Great, so once it has been enabled, just head to Credentials, create credentials, auth client ID, or well, actually you first have to configure the consent screen, sorry. Just write an app name, write tutorial again. The email, by default, it's going to select or make available your personal email or the email that the account has. So just select that, click next, external, next. Here add another email address. I normally just add the same email address that I've added in app information and then agree to the terms and conditions and all this stuff and click create. Now we're going to have to go to API and services, credentials, create credentials, auth client ID, and now we can start creating the thing itself. So select web application. You can modify the web client. I just leave it as it is. And in authorize redirect URIs, we're going to go to the credentials page where we were setting up the credentials, copy this link here and add it here. Click create and the client ID plus the client secret is going to be given to us. So basically copy the client ID, paste it here, go back and copy the client secret and paste it here. Click save and it's not going to work because we have to do other things first. We have to paste in authorization URL this URL here. I have probably left this URL in the description below, and also the access token URL, you have to copy this URL. Then I would advise you to ask an AI to help you with scopes because it's quite complicated, but you can just copy paste this and it should be working now. Just let's see if it worked. Oh no, sorry, you have to connect the account, of course. So click here, connect my account, and it's going to appear a pop-up where you can select your account. Since every account it's going to show up, I'm not showing this pop-up. I have it in my other screen. So I'm just going to select the account, select the channel, then the permissions tab is going to appear. Just allow all the permissions that it's asking for. It should only be access to your YouTube channel metrics. And it should be pretty much it. The whole YouTube Analytics API tool, it's completely set up. So just remember that everything is available at the school community. And I hope that this AI agent will be really useful to you. I have been already using it for my other YouTube channel, and it has brought me some interesting insights. So yeah, basically that. Let's see you in the next one.